Well, greetings. I hope that this film is doing better than the other ones did. It seems Satan wanted to keep me from bringing out a lot of words that was blocked. And, our king is the one that brings it out. And he allows Satan to do whatever she asks to a certain point. Okay, you can see that in the book of Job and all these other places. And what I'm going to do here, I think, is, because I have already showed in other videos, and I do encourage you to take a look first at our U-144,000 ? And all of salvation in 3 sentences, part 1, 2, and then go through the series of Enoch, if you would. And if you do that, then I'm going to walk you through some very basic scriptures that's going to show you that our king, our king wants you to hear his voice. Don't follow me. Don't follow me. I'm going to show you our king. I've got the light if you'll just listen. Now I'm going to tell you what. I'm going to give you everything in salvation and what our king says to back what I say up. And I claim I'm one of the 144,000. Okay, and it's like, oh man. This is really something bad because now it's revealed and all the stuff that I've showed you, with the State Commission on Judicial Conduct just ducking their responsibilities and everything else, and all that came down upon me to qualify me as one of the 144,000 that makes me your reward. So if you'll accept this reward, don't make me your abortion. Okay? Yeah, gifts from above. Yeshua allows you these days to have children. It's him. You think it's any different from it was with Rachel and Leah and all that, where the wombs were closed and the wombs were opened, and give me your mandrakes, and the wombs was opened, and no, it's no different. Silly geese. Oh man, you didn't really think there was any difference, did you? I mean, look at the way you live. You call on the Jesus. Some of you don't. Some of y'all just profess Yeshua. But we still don't understand exactly what it's all about sometimes. Well, this series here that I'm going to do is simplistic teachings to show you what I've already showed you. And now please, if you don't understand what I'm saying, go. Don't listen to what I'm going to say now. If you just watched me because you had a fancy to do so, leave. Please. I don't want to take your salvation. And it's what I do. I would actually take your salvation if you listen to me now just to ridicule me. So please just click your button and get the hell out of here, or hell is going to come and take you even worse than you would have if you didn't listen. Okay? I'm going to tell you what salvation is. Once again, it is keep the 10 Commandments, the 613 laws. Now, there may only be about 150 laws that pertain to you in your state. If you're not a man, well, there's several laws pertain to a man when he leaks out of a certain part of his anatomy. And if you're a man and you're not a woman, well, a woman has a whole lot of laws concerning parts that she might leak from. And how to keep a household clean. These kind of things. See, these are laws. Why would you want to defile me? If you defile me, you've defiled our king, for crying out loud. I'm his ambassador. You know, I can't go anywhere out there in this world and sit my butt down anywhere. Because some unclean woman sat there, and if she ain't sat there, some fella came over, and maybe the woman was leaking fluids and you don't know or not, but if it did, and he got it on his trousers, and he got up and he went to 20 places, and sat, and left that blood behind, and 20 other people came. And have you ever seen where they've done these shows where people had some like phosphorus on their finger? Okay, and 20 minutes later they'll turn the light on with a black light, and they'll see where everything was touched. Okay, this is the best I can do to open you up to the spiritual realm. They don't see us like we see us. They see us like that black light. And that phosphorus that touched everywhere, the doorknob, the this, the that, someone's nose, went from there to somewhere else. Next thing you know, you got 6 people transferring it, and then 12. Like most of hotel rooms, okay? They do a certain light there, and it shows that sperm has pretty much emanated everywhere around the room and across every appliance they have. You know, it's you know, these, and you wonder why our Messiah was born in a stable. No, he wasn't born in a stable because the inns were full. Was because the inns were detestable. Ain't no way our king was going to be born in a place where people just do without our Father's laws and don't think about it. And even if they did break the law, at that time, they could break the law and they can go ahead and bring a goat. If you're really rich, you could bring a bull, price bull, you know, I mean, hell, you could go ahead and bring a price bull, man, and go and sleep with like 12 prostitutes maybe, or when your conscience really hurt you. I mean, I couldn't imagine, because I don't do this thing with prostitutes, but I'm thinking those that live by the letter of the law, that it's okay to sin. You just got to bring, you know, if you're rich, then bring something better than the, you know, the turtle doves that a poor guy would do if he can go out there, you know, and smoke some crack and, you know, sleep with some whores and shit, you know, I mean, he might not have all that much money to buy something, you know, to sacrifice for his sins when he was living by, you know, the laws before our king came. See, there's a difference. when our King came, he still lived by the law, the letter of the law. See, what most people don't understand is Holy Spirit was not even given to many people before our King came. Yachanan saw Holy Spirit descending upon Yahshua when he baptized him. And so many people out there saying, oh, hey man, look, he got baptized, man. And then all of a sudden, Yahshua turns into this God, see, and he says, he looks around, making sure, I mean, he pretends, I guess he's getting the water out of his hair, and he goes, behold my son, in whom I'm well pleased. Oh, did thou sayest that to me, Father? Wowest. Thankest thou? What hell of a tranquilist? No, not a transvestite, okay? Our King never was, and, you know, if you are one, you can repent and get forgiveness. You really can. I'm telling you. He sent me to tell you this. You can have forgiveness. Now, they might chop off my head pretty soon, so you better listen to what I'm telling you. And if they chop off my head today, I'm telling you, it'll be a blessing. It'll be a blessing. Because you know what? I got to wake up tomorrow. And I got to see more people die. Hey. Yep, I gotta wake up. Yeah, that's what I do. I wake up and I learn what he wants me to learn. I mow the lawn. I cook my meals, but I learn. And he's got me hidden in his quiver, boy. I could have had mega churches, I'm telling you. But I'm going to tell you the simplicity of it, okay? I already told you before, man. I'm sorry I can't edit this stuff out of here. I don't know how to, but thinking of the world is like, I mean, when you know what I know, when you were made to know what I know, do you think I want to know what I know? Hell no, I want to be out screwing whores, man. Dealing drugs and rolling people in alleys. No, I really don't, but maybe it'll relate to somebody out there who does. I mean, I've had no real fun like y'all go out and have. Now, I did, up until after I was called and told to leave my father's house and go build my father's house with gold. to go find gold and build my father's house with it. It was like, whoa. And I did. I left. And I didn't even know I failed. I failed at doing it. I mean, I found a bunch of gold. My own shotgun shoved in my mouth. Oh. They stole it, and it's like, could you at least leave my gun, man? I had this inside. That's my first gun I ever had. They left it. I mean, they took the shells, but they left me the gun, so I was grateful. Got burned up. I'm sorry. Anyway, I told you, salvation, 10 commandments, 613 laws, however may apply to you. You ain't a farmer, you ain't got to worry about blowing over his bird nest now, do you? Okay? I mean, you got less laws to keep the 10 commandments than you got to drive your goddamn car down the road. Okay? Think about it. And you can have salvation. And I told you what it is for salvation, and you may just laugh at me and want to think I'm funny. And old shit. Well, guess what? When they used to call someone an old fart there in days of old, it meant they was wise. And you know who wise guys possess? Wisdom. Read about wisdom. Proverbs. Beautiful. If you read a chapter of Proverbs every single day, you could be one who, such as King Solomon had spoke of, as being wise. There's not many. He talks about this a most beautiful woman with no discretion. It's like a pearl of gold. Even, I guess, in my snout even. I mean, if I came here with this big old pearl of gold in my snout, I mean, you look at me just the way you look at me now, like one ugly sucker, man. Oh, I hate to be in his shoes, And I don't blame you. That's what was King Solomon saying. He says, a woman, a beautiful woman, with no discretion, she'll just spread her legs for anybody, is like a pearl of gold in a swine's snout. So I guess there is a little difference there, because I don't touch things that are unclean. And I know a lot of Christians and, Catholics and Baptists and Buddhists and Islamics and churchianity, religianity. They all don't understand what clean and unclean is. And you're eating human bodies out there in most of your food right now. You might not know it, and you should cry out because of this, because if you're a Christian thinking you're going to have some kind of rapture, and you've been eating human beings, I mean, pork is bad. Bad. Pork is awful. Pork will kill you. And Isaiah, read about it. Talks about these, these priests and such out in the garden, and they're eating the abomination, the mouse. Just put mouse in there, M-O-U-S-E. Kind of like this thing here, your mouse, M-O-U-S-E. Put mouse in there. And abomination in some kind of search field, It'll bring you right up to Isaiah there, where he tells you, that those that eat these things. And it's talking about swine's flesh. Now, see, you can touch like a pig died on your property. It's like, what the? See, when you're looking in 2 Corinthians in chapter 6, where it talks about the holy temple that you are, that you're to become separate. And believe you me, I'm separate from this world, man. You can't get much more separate than I am. I don't know how, unless you're in the grave. And I prayed to be there, okay? But anyway, with the pig, it speaks that it is unclean. And it's abominable for you to be touching it. But that's willfully. Where you put on like pork skin gloves, or you, in the days of old, man, like I did, we went out and we caught that pork skin, man. The football, the basketballs. Pork skin, man. Satan had us all defiled. I mean, read Isaiah chapter 24, it'll tell you all about it. But we had the pig. But the human body took to be cleansed from touching a dead human body, the ashes of the red heifer. Ashes of the red heifer ain't here. Think of everyone that's ever touched a dead body, been in a room a dead body's been in, and think of that light with that, just a fellow with, his finger with the phosphorus on, and people touching it and going everywhere. This is how it is. I mean, how many go to a graveyard, for crying out loud, and magnify it times like 20 trillion, billion, gazillion, that wherever them dead guys before they went in the ground had been, and people touched or walked through, and this and that and the other thing. And then read Isaiah chapter 24. Alright, now I'm going to tell you what the king says. But remember, 10 Commandments. If you don't understand this, go back again to the videos I made shortly ago. Okay, I just told you what they was. Go back, listen to them again. Keep the 10 Commandments, the 613 laws, and trust in Yahshua our King. And if you trust in Yahshua our King, I'm going to tell you right now what he said. Ready? If you got a Bible or something, get it out real quick and put me on pause. Ready? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Matthew 5, 17. Think not. And every preacher out there wanting your tithe money saying, think! Think! Pay me your money and forget them 612 other laws. Pay us and don't think that our Messiah said, think not that I am come to destroy the law. Well, what the hell's that mean? Oh, think not that I am come to destroy the law. Oh, really? Well, we can eat freaking pig now, because our preachers have on Sundays sometimes fundraisers with pork Sundays, and we enjoy ham and chitlins, and we just love the pig. Don't matter what you say, because the Lord came and cleansed it for us. The Lord loves us, man. You know, this is so much crap. I've heard it. I'm 59. Well, yeah, I'm still 59 years old. Or 58. I don't care. I mean, I don't do birthdays, you know. I don't care how old I am. I just know I hurt when I wake up. I got rigor mortis. And I got it for you because I'm going to show you some of those things that our King told you about with when, you know, a fellow went out there in the field and he saw a great pearl and hid it and went and bought the whole damn field. Well, I'm giving you this field for nothing, for free. Okay? They kicked my ass so I can give it to you for free. And I still suffer. You know, even suffer. Don't ever use that word in the court. If they ask you if you suffered, say, no, man. I was harmed. And I was damaged. And I was injured. Because if you say you suffered, you did whatever you did on your own. You accepted it as being thankful for that kind of way to do it, looking at it. But if you tell a judge that you was suffering, then he's going to say, oh, okay, well, you were willing to go ahead and do it, so then there's no cause before the court. Listen to what I'm telling you. I've got the documentation. I've showed you. But anyway, let's get on with this. Our King said, think not. Think not. Don't contemplate it. Don't let anything else come into your mind to make anything alter what I'm saying right now. Think not that I am come to destroy the law. I didn't come to destroy the law. I didn't come to do away with it. Or the prophets. Everyone believes in the prophets. Not a person out there believes the prophets was done away with. Is there? I mean, think about it. Wake up. Hello. Ding. Ding. Oh, wait. Wake up, people. Wake up. Think not that I am come to destroy the law or the prophets. Nobody believes the prophets was done away with, so why the hell do you think the law was done away with? You boneheads, wake up and get out the grave. I'm telling you, our King is here. He's in my heart. My Father's in my heart. You know what? You all out there got this thing, you know, where you think that when two or more of you are gathered in His name, you don't even know His name, most of you. And He's going to be there with you. I'm going to tell you what. See, because I can only get to my Father through the Son. And the only way you can get to the Son is by the Father. Because He'll give you to the Son once you learn how to reverence that Son. Ain't no righteous father going to go ahead and give you a puppy to starve to death. No. Okay? Our Father loves you so much that if you're not going to learn how to love our Father, just like those in the desert chose not to, well, that whole generation died except for a few. Even Moshe didn't go in the desert, because why? I'll tell you why. He struck the rock twice. What did our Father tell him to do? speak to the rock, Moshe. But no, Moshe got to get up there and chew the children's ass. Hey, you boneheads, you dad, blah, 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 blah. Our father knew they needed water, you know? And I love Moshe. I'm not talking against him. He's a beautiful man. He really is. But you need to meet our king. Moshe chewed the children's ass. And you know, when Moshe hit the rock the first time, because he had to hit it twice, okay? Pop! After he chewed them children's asses, boy, and he was feeling, boy, Yahweh, I chewed their ass for you, kind of going on, and he did. I mean, it cost him from going in there. I'm telling you, the kind of stuff goes on. You can do this. When you understand what the law is, Moshe taught it to us, okay? And yeah, he did it. And I'm not puffing myself up. I ain't got nothing to puff myself up to. I'm sorry. It's. But with Moshe, you know, I mean, when he hit the rock the first time, he knew. Yahweh said, speak to that rock. And the waters will come forth. He hit it. And he speak to that rock, the waters will come forth. Oh, damn. Pooh, please, you know, let the people see, you know, okay. Moshe wasn't allowed to go on the land. And he was told, he says, hey, you know, these children, man, when they go into that land, they're going to go after the gods of that land. They're going to go whoring after the gods of the land. But you ain't going to go over there, Moshe. You read it. Read it. Deuteronomy. Last chapters there. I ain't going to tell you where it is. You ought to read it so you can find it. And then when you find it, it might stick in your mind that, hey, look, what I'm telling you is truth. And I'm going to open the scriptures to you in a way you never read them before. Because if you stayed with me this far, let's go right now. Okay, you ready? If you're sticking with me and you do love the law, Holy Spirit is in this spirit tape right now. Ready? Matthew 5:17. Think not that I am come to destroy the law. He didn't come to destroy the law. Or the prophets. You can't say he destroyed the prophets. I mean, if he destroyed the law, he would have done the prophets too. So why is just the law done away with, but every church stands on the prophets yet? He says, I am not come to destroy, but to fulfill. Okay, now this word fulfill here is word number 4137 in the Greek. Okay, and I'm going to tell it means anything but done away with. Okay, I mean, I don't know where anyone can look at the word fulfill and get away. It means to, it's almost like manifest, okay? Manifest to fully reveal and this and that, and even to establish. Well, that's what that word fulfill means, is to establish. Otherwise, there's other scriptures in there, you know, it talks about, oh, my joy was fulfilled, or all joy is fulfilled. So now we can't have joy. I mean, some people are so funny, you know. But you just see what I said. Let's continue here. It says in Matthew 5 and verse 18, For verily I say unto you, now listen to this very closely. I mean, all of you that think our king did away with any law. Please, he didn't. Okay, he just told you. He says, For verily I say unto you, until heaven and earth pass away. Hello, preachers, getting tithes, keeping one law, and forgetting everything else. Hello? Why didn't you tell me when I paid you that money that heaven and earth already passed away? Oh, it didn't? Also, heaven and earth ain't passed away yet, Mr. Tithe-grabbing preacher? Pork chopper? Catfish dinner guy? For verily I say unto you, till heaven and earth pass away, one jot or one little tittle, you know, they're these little things they put on the Hebrew letters now. They didn't have them back in the old days, okay? When, you know, long time ago, they didn't have them. It says, for verily I say unto you, till heaven and earth pass away, not one jot or one tittle shall in no wise pass from the law till all be fulfilled. I mean, you can't remove one law and still be able to keep the 10 Commandments. You can't do it. Our King's telling you. Okay? And listen to what he says next. This is our King telling you this. Whoever therefore shall break one of the least commandments. Oh, let me see. Oh, you know, well, Day of Pentecost ain't so bad. I think I can maybe work overtime on that day and financial gain, whatever. A Sabbath day, seventh day Sabbath, work on a Sabbath. Double time, sometimes, you know, for you to break a Sabbath, they'll let you get triple time, you know. Doesn't matter, but it says, whoever therefore shall break one of the least of these commandments. Hey, preacher, hello, Mr. Pork Chopper. Got a catfish dinner coming up to support the needy? Pork chop dinner? Hello, ham guy. Don't you know it's against the commandments? Because it breaks the laws? You break a law, you broke the commandments. Father says you won't put an idol before you now, man, or before him. And you do it with the pig. You put it in that body of yours. It's called the Holy Temple. You know how many wars were fought over people putting pork at the temple and wanting to? Then you just put it in there. Oh, that's delicious, boy. Whoever therefore shall break one of the least of these commandments and shall teach men so, he shall be called the least in the kingdom of heaven. If you want to know what the least in the kingdom of heaven is, please do refer to the very last book before the alleged New Testament started. Malachi, something like that it's called. Very last book. And then you go right to the very last chapter. It's also going to tell you to remember the laws of Moshe. Okay? But he's going to tell you what is said right here. Whoever therefore shall break one of the least of these commandments and shall teach men so, he shall be called the ashes under the soles of the feet of the righteous. And Enoch will tell you who the righteous is. In the kingdom of heaven. And even smaller than the righteous, which are greater than Yachanan the Immerser. Yahshua said, we ain't nothing. I mean, think about it, you know. You get a little crown, okay? You're called a sergeant. Okay. Don't you understand what the kingdom's really about? And I've never had no dream about this, but I know it. Think about this. Are you thinking? Where is our king right now? Our creator, what is he in? He's in a big lighter. Whoop! He was in the flint. He was in the flame. He was in the oxygen being burned, combusting, turning to all these other different chemical compostures. He was in it. When you fart, our Father's in it. So was our King. He knows everything about you. He's in every blade of grass. Are you ready to really blow your mind? If our King is in you, and you and our King, then you're in everything too. And you should love it, you dummies. I'm sorry, I apologize, but you're dumb. You're dumb. You ain't seen these things, man. I mean, they're right there in your scriptures. And our King told you this. Whosoever therefore shall break the least of these commandments, and shall teach men so. Mr. Preacher, about one tithe, you take your tithe money, and you forsake 612 other laws. Actually, 613, because the tithe isn't even part of the 613 laws. Okay, the tithe was part of the temple tax. That's what that was considered, was of the temple. And we ain't got no temple. And it was to make certain that the Levites would go ahead and they would read the laws daily. They would study these things. They do what I'm doing right now and have been doing for, so many years. And that's why I'm your reward. Who'll ever accept me, I'm your reward. Hello. This is what I'm here for. I want to help you. Okay. I'm going to show you what our King says, and I hope you listen before they come and chop my head off. Okay? You know who Satan's going after. It says those who keep the commandments. It doesn't say those in churchianity or anything else. It's a specific group. And I ain't got nothing I look forward to. I don't look forward to waking up. I get rigor mortis getting out of bed, for crying out loud. He's run me through the ringer. Alright, well, listen to what he says. Whosoever there shall break one of the least commandments, and shall teach men so, he shall be called the least. He shall be called the ashes under the feet of the souls of the righteous in the kingdom of heaven. But whosoever shall do and teach them, hey, hello, I'm trying to do this for you. Help me. Believe what I'm saying. I've had my ass kicked so you don't have to. Just listen to what it says to do. Whosoever shall do and teach them, the same shall be called great in the kingdom of heaven. Don't you all know I'm the last one in line, man? Everyone that's hearing my words, you're going to be ahead of me. The first is going to be last. The last is going to be first. Because I'm going to see every one of your rewards. There's many cursed me, and I forgive you, man. Don't mean our King does. But I forgave you. I do. I forgave Satan. People make fun of me for doing that. Oh, I got nothing on that girl, man. Now, I want you to pay particular attention, because this is what this whole video has come to. This is the whole key. This is another key. I told you. Keep the 10 Commandments. The 613 laws define how the 10 Commandments must be kept, and trust in, I did it again, 10 Commandments, the laws, trust in Yahshua. Didn't mean to flip you, okay? Now, if you understand these things, watch how the scriptures open up and breathe to you right now when I read Matthew 5:20. Now remember, and if you're just watching this video to condemn me, Deuteronomy 6, verse 25 tells you right straight out, it says, it'll be your righteousness. Now you can go back to other videos, I brought this out. Your righteousness from scriptures to you, transferred to you. There's authority for you to have righteousness. And how do you achieve it? By keeping these commandments. What commandments? The 10 Commandments. And you can only keep them by keeping the 613 laws. They teach you how to keep the 10 Commandments. And this wasn't any part of the sign language thing. I had my eyebrow itched. Okay? Just going on here, okay? And I'm going to show you something. If you're with me here, okay, if you're with the Holy Spirit right now, and you ain't seen this before, read this with me, and you'll rejoice. Matthew 5, verse 20. For I say unto you, that except your righteousness, except your righteousness exceeds, shall exceed the righteousness of the scribes and Pharisees. You hear what our King told you right now? You may have never seen it before, and you may have before, but I'm telling you right now, and I'm saying it again right now, that I say unto you that except your righteousness shall exceed the righteousness of the scribes and Pharisees, you will in no wise enter into the kingdom of heaven. Our King said that to you. Now, isn't it a blessing? Isn't it your reward that I was sent here to say, hey, keep the 10 Commandments, keep the 613 laws, which define how the 10 Commandments are to be kept. Don't sleep with your mama, man, okay? And forget your pets. No matter what man's going to bring out in the next laws, don't sleep with your dogs, your cats, your gerbils. Forget it. Get your mind off these things. You know, people at one time lived like 800, 900 years old. And you know what was in their minds before the flood? You read it. Read them stories for yourself. I'll give you the conclusion. They was thinking about having sex with their neighbor's daughter or their dog, maybe a couple of their goats, their friend's wife, or maybe their own son or daughter. If you're 800 years old and you got this kind of sexual kind of corruption on your mind, and I'll tell you, you want to get rid of the corruption, I mean, you read those stories and you'll see what I'm saying is true. And they had to be destroyed. Waters had to flood them out, but some of them got underneath the ground. Just like ants. Rains come, they go down, they don't get flooded out. Read the scriptures again and you'll see that when the floods came, there were those under the ground. Only those on the surface of the ground was destroyed. That's why I said there was giants in, the days of Noah and after. Well, they came back out. And they're still here, and they're going to get worse. Anyway, I'd like to close this here out. It's a little bit long. I thank you for staying with me. Some people tell me that I probably need to get some company or something. I don't know. But anyway, I hope that you understand what's going on around you. I don't take this 144,000 thing lightly. I didn't want to bring this video, but it's just something that came, and it was supposed to be 3 minutes. That's what I thought our king was telling me. I was going to do it. I was going to be back in the other room, you know, maybe cook something, because I ain't hungry or nothing, but I thought I might. And look at what he did to me, man. Made me sit here for how long? I don't know. I don't know. It doesn't even show on the thing there, but I'm thankful that you allowed me to spend this time with you. I hope by now that you can see that Ten Commandments, 6:13, laws, trust our king. The hell with this world, everything in it, it's nothing. It's an illusion. It's nothing. You can't take it with you. I mean, there's the meaning of just that saying. If you could take that like to a multitude of 10,000, you'd start to understand and comprehend some of what these scriptures are saying. So that's why I'm here. So hopefully now that you see, for I say unto you that except your righteousness shall exceed the righteousness of the scribes and Pharisees, you shall in no case enter into the kingdom of heaven. And then you take and use the scriptural equivalency of what righteousness means in Deuteronomy chapter 6, verse 25. Read it yourself. It'll be your righteousness if you keep the commandments. You can't get away from this. That's what your king taught you. That's why I got my ass kicked, so I could show it to you with wisdom. Can you understand the words that are like a coming out of my mouth? I hope so. Okay, so let's turn on for another video, hopefully, and we'll learn some other things that ain't no tithe wanting preacher is going to tell you. Okay? In fact, you ought to bring these things up to them preachers and say, look, I ain't paying you a dime, not a penny, not a copper, man. You ain't getting a copper from me until you start teaching us the unclean and the clean, the difference between it, and the difference between the holy, which is beneficial for your body, and the profane, which is against the benefits of that holy temple that you live in today. Read about it, 2 Corinthians chapter 6. Read the whole chapter. Toward the end, it's got your answer, but read it. And see, I ain't even looking at nothing but the camera. I don't have no notes or nothing here. These are things our king is using this vessel for, because I've yielded it for his foot in my ass. Okay? I've yielded my ass to his foot for so long. I just yield my mouth now. You know, I don't want to wake up on some desert shore with seaweed wrapped around my head because some big old fish vomited me out. I got YouTube. I'm going to make videos. And I'm going to do the best I can. I wasn't given none of these talents. Some was given 10 talents. Do you know how much money that is? You take one talent. That's 100 pounds. 100 pounds of gold, buddy. Some dumbass stuck it in the ground. 100 pounds of gold? Think about it. Well, till the next video I say, shalom and may your studies be blessed.